Thank you, Chris. Appreciate everybody joining on such notice, as Chris said. Certainly, this has been a difficult day. I am announcing that I have accepted the resignation of men's basketball head coach Pat Chambers following an internal investigation of allegations of inappropriate conduct, which surfaced shortly after ESPN published a July 6th story on the website The Undefeated. The review was conducted jointly by our Penn State Affirmative Action and Athletics Integrity offices. We do not disclose the details of personnel investigations, but I can tell you, as difficult as this news may be, both President Barron and I believe that this is the right outcome. Coach Chambers has made many contributions to the program and to this university, for which we are grateful. The team has been on a positive trajectory and has responded well to Coach Chambers' efforts on and off the court. But as difficult as this news may be, we think it's in the best interest of Penn State, our program, and our student athletes. Our main focus at this moment is squarely on them, our student athletes in our men's basketball program, which, as you have heard me say many times, they are our why. They are our purpose. They are our focus. This was difficult and unexpected news for them, and we are committed to continuing to provide them with the necessary resources as they focus on their academics, health and safety, and preparation for the season to come. The young men in our program are talented, passionate, and resilient. They have been the authors of the rebirth of Penn State men's basketball. And although I am sure it will take them a little time, I am certain that they will find their footing and move confidently and successfully through the academic year, through COVID-19 and through the COVID-19 environment and the competitive season. And I look forward to supporting their success. We have appointed assistant coach Jim Ferry as the interim men's basketball coach, and he will serve in that role until a permanent replacement can be named. Coach Ferry has spent nearly 20 years as a collegiate head coach at 4 different institutions, and I am confident that he and our talented staff will provide strong and focused and determined leadership and guidance for our young men. So let me repeat, we will not and do not disclose details of personnel matters, but I am happy to take a few questions and answer as I am able to.
As Sandy indicated, she will take a couple of questions now. Nate Bauer, Blue White Illustrated.
Sandy, if you could, whoop.
You're there, Nate.
Okay, we're good. If you could help clarify the timeline a little bit, when was the investigation, the internal investigation completed? Not necessarily the details, but when did it finish versus this transpiring today? And also, will Coach Ferry be considered for the head coaching position?
Yes, we received, Dr. Barron and I received the report, I would say, in the last, inside the last 2 weeks. And Coach Ferry certainly will do a national search. That's what we'll always do for head coaches here at Penn State. But I would love to see Coach Ferry have the kind of success, have our program have the kind of success this season that would give Coach Ferry a shot.
Sandy,
Ben Jones, statecollege.com.
Sandy, I don't.
We're having some audio issues.
All right.
Go ahead, Ben.
All right. Sandy, I don't want to get into the things you don't necessarily want to talk about, but was this investigation solely a product of that story? Were there enough things that came out after the fact that led you to believe that? And is this the sort of thing that it's all in the same area, or are there other things that came up that led to this decision?
Yeah, the allegation was previously unknown to Penn State and was independent, unrelated to the Undefeated article.
Dave Jones, Penn Live.
Sandy, I've been told there were questions about recruiting irregularities. Can you confirm that during the investigations by Bob Boland?
we don't. We're not going to get into the details of this, but NCA matters were not part of this.
Sorry, I'm looking for you, Mark Brennan, and I'm not finding you. There you are. Mark Brennan, Fight on State.
Hey, Sandy, thank you for doing this today. Can you tell us when the players learned about this? How did you break the news to them? What was their reaction?
Yeah, our student athletes found out about 4:30 today, and Coach Chambers is the one that delivered the news to them. And as you can imagine, it was difficult news for them to hear. You know, Coach Chambers has many current and former players that have been glowing in their praise of him, and you know, our current players have many of them have very good relationships with him, and he's the one that has given them this opportunity, and so they're in a little bit of shock, and they're very disappointed.
Our last question will go to Dana O'Neill, The Athletic.
Sandy, obviously there's a lot going on these days with, coach behavior, and people want to try to, minimize, maximize what is tolerable, what is not tolerable these days. How do you draw the line? I'm not asking you to go into specifics of what was the pushover here, but how do you kind of walk that fine line when some people say it's just making a kid tough, it's just coaching them hard?
Yeah, that's a great question, Dana, and that obviously is something that coaches in general nowadays, really do walk a fine line, and it's obviously my job as athletic director to evaluate that, and it's there's behavior that represents your values, and there's behavior that you don't, and I'm speaking very generally, and that's typically what I lean on from a values perspective.
That's all the time we have for Sandy Barbour today. Thank you very much, Sandy. Thanks for joining very quickly, everybody. We will make this recording available and send it out on our email list. Thank you.